So let's jump right in here. We are going to need to create a box. What this box is going to do, this box is going to be the outline for our flag. Now me personally, I always try and make these a red line. But after you have your box created, come up here, unlock your aspect ratio, and we need to set the width on this to 14 inches. We're going to tab down to the height, and we're going to set the height at 7.25. You're asking where we came up with these numbers. These are the size of the blanks that we're using from Home Depot and from Menards. The boards are technically 8 by 1s, so the actual measurements come out to 7.25, and I cut them down to 14 inches. So once you have your outline, this is a very important line. We're going to use this later when we actually run the project. But once you have your outline, we're going to go back to our selection tool, and what I like to do is I like to lock this shape right where it is. Okay, so now no matter what you do, you can't modify this, you can't move it, you can't do anything. It is stuck where it is stuck. Hopefully you've downloaded the flag pattern that we sent to you. If not, the link is available right down in the comments. Very first comment should have it there. If not, it's all over our page right now. We actually created a Dropbox in order to keep these available for everybody. Alright, so when you get into your file folder, easiest way I do this is switch everything over to large icons. Now I can see it. I'm going to scroll down here. And I like to use this blue flag line pattern down here, number 4, because just the way the layout is, the stars are already black. I don't have to do anything to change. So like this, it's going to cut what's black, not the white part. So you want it the opposite. So I use one of these. We're going to import that. And now we need to change the size of this too. So we're going to unclick our aspect ratio. Now, here's a quick tip and a cheat. If you want 14 inches, but I need a border, so we're going to put 150 thousandths border all the way around this piece. So 14 inches, if you do the math right up here in the bar, right here, 14 inches minus 0.3 for 300 thousandths, that'll give us our window. It will do the math for you. Same thing down here. 7.25 minus 0.3. Okay. Once you have everything sized out, lock the aspect ratio back, and now we're going to group this shape together. So right click on your lines and come right down here to group, and we're grouping this together. The reason we're grouping this together is because when we go to start working on this, we need to make sure that this is one item. One of the features that we're going to use will only allow 2 shapes to be built together. So it can have 100 different pieces in each of the shapes, but they have to be created as one group of shapes. Alright, so now that we've got our flag sized out, if you start by clicking on the flag lines themselves, hold Shift and then click on your box second, you can come right up here and you can use your alignment tools. This will align left, this aligns center, this aligns right, this aligns top, this aligns middle, this aligns bottom. So you can actually line them up center, and it's going to drop it right into the middle, so everything's got that perfect 150 thousandths border all the way around it. Now, if by some chance, here's a little quick tip for you, we're going to unlock the red shape for it. So if I move the black boxes, we'll remove that over here and this over here. So whatever shape you select second is where everything's going to move to. So if I start by selecting this and then I select this, it'll move this red box over here, or vice versa. If I select here and then here, it's going to move everything up to where the red box is. The reason this is important, and this is a tip that'll help you out in the future, is when you've got a shape that's located inside of a very difficult pattern, you're trying to put something else in there, but you need it centered out perfectly. Just remember to select the second shape of where it's going second, and that's where it'll end up at. All right, so now that we have that, let's relock. Select anywhere on the screen to deselect your item. We're going to reselect our red line and lock the shape in. And now we need to import whatever our logo is going to be. So me personally, I think we're going to use our logo today. Selected my logo. And I'm going to change this to a different color just so that we can work with it and have something brighter and pretty. All right. Keeping our aspect locked. This I won't change at all. I'll never unlock this because it'll distort the logo. If you have a customer's logo, please, please, please do not distort their logos. Leave them the way that they're supposed to be. We'll blow this up to about 5 inches. And now I'm going to kind of bring it over and just place it here. If you're having trouble where this is showing up underneath your flag, it's because these just need to be reordered over here. If you move this and you drag them, you can reorder the lines to wherever you need to be. This will also change when you're cutting, so it'll make a difference there too. All right, so now that I have my logo, let's see if we look pretty good on size. Logo's still selected, so now let's select. All right, back to what we're doing. So now that you have your logo in place, select your logo. You're going to come right over here to the left of your screen. You're going to select this O that says Offset Shapes, or you can hit Alt-O as your quick key. We're going to come in here. We want to do an outward offset. Now what this is going to do is this is going to create lines all the way around whatever you have selected. So in this case, I have my logo, and there's multiple ways I can do this. I can tell it to do outer shapes only. I can tell it to do inward, outward, both, round, corner, bevel. If you do round, it'll make it nice and smooth. If you do bevel, it'll kind of, chamfer off the edges. And then if you do corner, it'll keep it nice and crisp and sharp. So we're going to do corner. Actually, we're going to do round, and then we're going to select our resulting objects down here. So if you're just doing an offset of something and you don't need the original in there, you can click right here on delete, and it will get rid of whatever you originally selected to do this offset with. So I like to do a standard about 200 thou around my logos when I'm doing my mini flags. That's going to be your preference. I do 200 thou because when I'm painting inside some of these lines once in a while, it gives me a little bit of cushion on the outside here so that I don't have to take as much chance of possibly messing up my project by hitting the brush on a part that it's not supposed to. So after you get your number set, just click on OK. And that's going to select that new line that it just created all the way outside, right? So we have our line, and now we want to select our flag again. So we're going to hold down Shift and click on our flag and come right up here to Tools. And we're going to come down to this Boolean Assistant. Control B is another option to get in here. All right, so now you can come down through here and you can click on different options and see how your two shapes interact together. Now this one looks cool, but this is deceiving because it's going to cut everything that's black and green for us. So right now, this is all just going to look like one big blob. So what we want to do is we want this that's outlining to actually kind of go white. Yeah, that's not going to work. That one won't work either. And then this one, check that out. So now that's going to do exactly what we want it to do. So if you hit Subtract B from A, click on OK. Check that out. You now have the grounds and laid out for your complete flag with your own custom logo on it. Always make sure Save As. And this is going to be CMC test flag 2. All right. Well, I hope this was helpful, gave you a little more idea as to how to create these flags, and now you guys won't have to worry about paying somebody to make your flags for you anymore. When I get back in the shop, I'm not feeling the greatest. I will get back in the shop here in the next couple of days. We have some of these blanks around, but tomorrow I will actually run through and we will stop by Home Depot and see what we can do about showing you how to make those next and show you what's so cool about that red line that we put down on there. All right, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you later.